Hey guys, in today's video, I'm going to share 3 drills that I guarantee will help you shoot lower scores. Be sure to stay tuned till the final drill, which I believe is the best drill that anybody can do for their own game. So be sure to like, subscribe, turn on notifications so you see the next videos to come. All right guys, so the first drill we're going to do, just getting right into the video, is going to be the towel drill. This drill is just great. I use this all the time for myself. It's going to help you instantly improve your contact. So what you're going to do, just take a towel, doesn't matter, it can be any towel, and you're going to lay it down. And where you end up putting the golf ball will help you judge basically where your skill level is at or what you need to work on. So when you first start this, if you've never done this drill before, I would say put the golf ball a few inches in front of the towel. So you have like 2 inches or so in front, or even 3 inches. And the idea with this drill, I'd start with small swings. The idea is to hit the golf ball and not hit the towel. So one of the biggest problems is hitting behind the ball, chunking it, or if you're someone that thins it a lot, odds are your low point or the lowest point of your swing is happening too far before the golf ball. And even though you're not hitting the ground, you're actually going up into the golf ball. So start this drill out. You're going to put the ball about 2-3 inches ahead of the towel, and you're just going to work on some small swings and work up to bigger ones, and just try to avoid hitting the towel. Try to hit ball first, then the towel. So that's easy enough, right? Just avoid the towel. But how do we do that? So an easy way I like to practice this, I have like a 50 degree in my hand here. So I'm going to set up like normal. My normal stance for me is a 50 degree. I'm still going to work on just hip high swings. But what I'm going to try to work on here is just a simple wedge shot. So I'm not going to be taking full swings of 7-irons. We'll talk about that here in a second. But with just a wedge, I'm going to work on a super easy drill I find with wedges is I want to keep my head over my lead foot. Again, I want to keep my head over my lead foot throughout the whole swing. So what that's actually going to look like is as I do this, my head might even move a little bit forward. And the idea is that is if I get my sternum and my head ahead of the golf ball, I should make contact with the ball first. It'd be very hard to not. So as I get set up there on just this short wedge shot, I'm going to feel like as I take the club back, my head stays over my foot. And in order to do that, I actually have to feel like I move forward a touch. So we want to move forward. We want to keep the pressure on the lead side. On a short wedge shot, I don't want a ton of motion back and forth between each of your feet. So again, I'm going to get set up. I'm going to try to keep my head over my left foot. So if you saw that on video, you probably saw my head drift forward a little bit. So not only does my head need to drift forward, but as I come down, my head will need to move up a little bit, or I'll get too, we'll call it steep, right? We could get stabby into the ground or whatnot. So all the best pitchers and chippers of the golf ball, as they move forward, they actually move up as well. So that's the first drill I'd want you to try with the wedges. Now, if we talk about the 7-iron, when we have a 7-iron in our hands, we have a lot more room for error, right? Wider stance, wider base. What I want you to feel is same thing. Set up 2-3 inches away and work back to the towel as you feel more confident. So with a 7-iron, what I'd want to see is take your normal stance like you would with a 7. And the idea is as I swing this club up to the top, we're going to push into our right side generally. But the thing is, most people don't get back to their left side early enough. So something I'll leave you with here, something to try is, as this club's going up to the top, before I start my downswing, I'd want you to imagine there's a pop can or a bug under your left foot. That's what I tell a lot of the kids. So as I get up to the top, imagine there's a pop can or a bug under there, and you're going to crush it. So you're going to pressure shift in the left. What I don't want to see is the hip go out like that. So you're going to go up, and you're just going to push into your left side and then swing through. That's going to get your sternum ahead of the ball. Your head's going to be a little bit ahead. And that's going to help you make contact with the ball first. So again, I don't have my 7-iron in my hand, but I'm going to feel like as I get up to the top, I push into my left and I swing through. So there I avoided hitting the towel. I tried to really feel like I moved into my left side there. So give this towel drill a try. It's a super simple drill. You can do this indoors like this. You can do it outdoors. Add it into your new routine. All right, guys, so drill number 2 in the 3 best drills I think you can do to improve your score instantly. All you're gonna need is an alignment stick. So I think I've said this in previous videos. This is just something like you use to mark your driveway. You don't need to get a golf specific one. They're just going to be marked up. Go to like Lowe's, Home Depot, somewhere, right? And just pick up a cheap stick. So what you're going to do, the placement on this is really important. So you're going to take it. It's going to go, let's say 2 grip lengths down. So 1 grip, 2, and then you're going to grip onto it like you normally would, okay? The important thing we're looking for here is you're going to see it go up my left side now. So I don't want it like underneath like that. It's going to go right underneath your arm. You're going to grip onto it. And the idea here is we're just going to make some small swings. And as we hit these, we're going to try to feel like we keep our hands in front and the club behind. So we're going to try to work on this impact position. So we're going to simulate impact. Far too often we see players kind of lose this angle here, right? And if they do that with this drill, they will actually hit themselves in the side. So this is something I've posted on my other social medias before, some tips. So again, placement wise, let's say 2 grip lengths, then you're just going to grip onto it like normal. When you do this drill, I don't need fast swings, right? I just need some slow swings, right? All we're working on is impact. And then after you feel confident with it, you can just take this off, leave it on the side, and go from there. All right, so now we want to hit some. So again, placement, we talked about that. Take small swings, hip to hip. We don't need shoulder to shoulder. If you go too high, you run the risk of potentially hitting yourself. So again, just do hip to hip, small swings. We're just simulating impact here. So I'm gonna get set up, make sure I have it running up my side here. And again, the idea is as I make these swings, I wanna try to get this stick as far away from my side as possible. So I take some swings, try to keep it as far away as I can. If you feel it hit you, that means you kind of lost this angle, you have a bad structure at the bottom. So all we're gonna do, get set up, grab onto the stick, make some small swings and try not to hit yourself in the side. That's all we're looking for. So it will hit you on the side if you go up too far because it'll have to, right? But all we're looking for again here is just club parallel to the ground, club parallel to the ground, and try not to hit yourself with a stick. What I would say is add this into maybe your warm-up routine if you're someone that struggles with contact. Add it in, do like 5, 10, maybe 15 swings if you'd like to start. Then grab your 7-iron and give a couple rehearsals. Feel like you keep that in front of you and just keep this idea rolling through your bag, right? The driver's going to be a little different, but try to keep it rolling through your bag. We want to try to get our hands a little ahead. Just like the towel drill before, we want to try to hit ball first and not the ground first. So just to go over one last time, you're going to grab an alignment stick, 2 grip lengths, so 1, 2, you're going to grip onto it. You're going to take some swings and try to avoid hitting yourself with the stick by keeping your hands in front. Another way you can do this if you don't have a stick or you forget one and you're at the driving range, you won't be able to hit balls like this, but take your club, grip like 3/4 of the way down, set it up, it's still running up my side here, and just take some practice swings feeling like you keep the grip from hitting you, right? And then like I said, roll into like a 7-iron or something, keeping that same feel. And you can actually incorporate the towel drill and this drill together to kind of have a combo drill. So give that a try. Alrighty guys, so now for drill 3. So we already did the towel drill and we did the alignment stick drill. So now the next drill, I've talked about it in previous videos. I think it's one of the best drills that anybody can do. It's the step drills. So I'm going to show you today 2 step drills, the single step and the double step. So when you do this, start without a golf ball just to get the steps and the rhythm down. What the step drills are going to help you do is get the rhythm, the sequencing and timing of the golf swing, and also teach you to properly push and pressure shift within the swing. So we're going to learn a lot on how to push into the right foot and push back into the left foot. When you're doing this drill, all you really need is your golf club and you need about 2 tees. So that's all we really need. So when we set up, what I want you to do, go ahead and get set up in your normal position as if you're about to hit this. So I have a 50 degree. So I'm going to get set up as if I was about to hit that. You're going to grab the 2 tees. And what I want you to do is mark where your feet are. The reason we want to mark where our feet are is when I'm doing these step drills, if I step too far, I'm not going to be able to properly pressure shift into my left. And if I step too short, same thing. It's going to be harder to pressure shift. I may lose my balance. So understanding where your feet are placed and where we need to step to. So when I do this, I'm all set up here. I'm going to start without a golf ball. First thing you want to do is take your lead foot. So for me, I'm right-handed, so that's my left foot. I'm going to take my lead foot and I'm going to move it back to my right foot about a club head apart. You don't need to have it touching, but about a club head apart. The idea is as I swing this club back, I'm going to swing the club back and I'm going to step with my left foot to that mark. My club's actually going to continue going up and then I'm going to pressure shift or push into my left and that's what's going to redirect the club and swing it down. So don't think much about pulling the arms down or swinging the arms up. I just want you to imagine the momentum of the club is swinging back and forth due to you stepping and moving. So again, we're going to get set up. We're going to bring the left back to the right about a club head. As I swing it back, I'm going to step, I'm going to pressure shift, and then I'm going to swing through. That's the idea behind that. So start out, make a few swings, and some of you may have noticed I started with the club up here on a few. The idea behind that is I want to start my momentum. I want to get the swing started. So I'm going to start up here. I'm going to swing it back. Then I'm going to step, and then I'm going to swing through. That forward swing is going to be huge when we get to the double step. So here's what we're going to do. We'll hit one. So going to get set up, left foot back to the right foot. As I swing it back, I'm going to step and then pressure shift. So here, step, pressure shift. So now we'll do it with a golf ball. So now add a golf ball in, left back to the right. I'm going to swing up. I'm going to step, pressure shift, and swing through. And then there, right, just so we have some TrackMan numbers today, I just hit, I just hit 8 degrees down, and my low point was 5.8 inches ahead. So that means the lowest part of my divot would have happened 6 inches ahead of the golf ball. So I definitely hit ball first and not ground first. All right, so now we're going to do the double step. So we did the single step. Do that a lot without a golf ball at first, just to get the rhythm of it. So now the double step gets a lot more complicated. I would not recommend hitting golf balls with this to start, but I definitely want you hitting golf balls with this eventually. So as I set up here, my feet are still going to be placed where I marked the tees originally. What we're going to do here is we're going to bring our feet together. So I'm going to have my feet meet in the middle. They don't have to touch, but somewhere in the middle. And what I talked about earlier, we're going to have this push forward. So we're going to start with the club up here. As I swing the club back, I'm going to step with my right. So as the club's swinging back, I'm going to step. As the club's swinging up, I'm going to step again, push into my left, and then swing through. So a little bit more happening. The best way I like to describe this to people is we're just basically learning how to walk within the golf swing. So all I'm asking you to do is apply more pressure in one foot, then apply more pressure in the other foot. It's just like walking. So if I would walk at the face on camera from here, you'll see I'll unweight, take pressure off my right. Pressure will go onto my left. I'll then make a step, put more pressure on my right. I'll lift up my left. So a lot of times when I have people do this double step drill, I actually have them double step and like walk in place. So pick their feet up and walk in place. They can even walk towards the camera this way just to get the motion down. So I'll hit one for you. So we're going to get set up. Normal stance, my feet are marked here. I'm going to bring my feet together. This is the hard part when you're trying to hit a ball. I'm going to hover the club. I'm going to push forward, step, step, and then swing through. So then if we watch that, right, my low point attack, I went down 5 degrees. My low point was 4.1 inches ahead, right? So I definitely hit ball first. So what I would encourage you to do this a lot without a ball. I think the double step's better than the single step. That's my opinion. I think it gets the sequencing better. I'd learn to do that one really, really well. But you have to do the single step first in order to learn it. What I then encourage you to do is take some swings where you're actually doing what I said. You're actually going to walk forward. So I'm going to swing the club forward. I'm going to step with my right, swing it back, step with my left, swing it forward, step with my right, and so on and so forth until we get a really rhythmic, almost walking pattern. So boom, boom. I'm just pressure shifting as I go, applying more pressure into one foot or the other foot. Hey guys, thanks for watching today's video. These 3 drills I shared with you today, I know are going to help lower your scores. Definitely incorporate these into your game and your practice. Be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on the notifications to stay tuned for more videos to come.